Hi everyone, I'm here today to share a get ready with me video. I'm so excited. I've never done a get ready with me before, but they are like probably my top favorite type of YouTube video to watch. I just love makeup and girly things. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm like totally self-taught, YouTube taught, but I just really enjoy this stuff and I think it's fun. I like chatting and getting ready together. So that's what this video is. If you're interested in how I got this look, or if you just want to hang out and see how I like to play with my makeup, stay tuned. So the only thing I have on my face right now is a little bit of argan oil. I just exfoliated, so it's a little bit irritated. So I'm just gonna soothe the irritation and prep for tonight by putting on my favorite mask, the Fresh Black Tea Instant Perfecting Mask. It's amazing. It smells so good. I'm down to the last dregs, which is really sad. I just use this little like spatula. You know when you have long nails, like the struggle is real to get things out and not get them all over your nails. It's very hydrating and soothing. I don't know, I just feel like it gives me a little glow. But it has a very creamy texture. It's almost got like, almost feels like maybe little beads in it. But anyway, you just smooth that on all over, leave it, let it sit for 10 plus minutes. Actually, you know, I think I might even say like 5 minutes. It says 5 to 10 minutes. I always do 10 as a bare minimum because it ain't cheap and I just want to get my money's worth and my skin just loves it, so. Okay, so I just washed that mask off. My skin is feeling very clear and happy right now. So I'm just going to prep a little bit more. First, I'm going to use a spritz of the MAC Prep and Prime. You know, it's funny, I feel like everybody uses this as a like final step, but I actually like to use it as a first step. It smells so good. I love the smell of it. And then I'm just gonna use my geisha fan to kind of help that settle in. And I have dry skin, so I'm gonna kind of pile on the products up front. And next I'm gonna use this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. And this is oil-free, I believe. I feel like I saw that somewhere for some reason. So I like to add like a drop, just a little drop of oil. I'm not gonna use a lot of this because I'm also gonna use another primer because I'm just feeling extra. But I took a little bit of that Bobbi Brown. I'm going to take 1 drop of Josie Maran Argan Oil. This stuff is honestly my holy grail. Like, I use it for everything. I use it on my skin, I use it on my hair, I mix it into products. I just love it. This smells so good because the Bobbi Brown smells like citrusy. Oh, it smells amazing. I kind of don't worry about looking a little bit shiny or dewy at this point in the process because I have faith that by the time I'm done everything will sink in and look great. So this is just kind of what I like to do, just let my skin really soak it all up in the beginning. Oh, this is my favorite primer right now, Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. It's funny, I got 1 bottle of it and I was like, it's not really anything special, and I just used it up sort of out of obligation, and I didn't think I loved it, and I didn't think I was gonna repurchase it. And then like the very next time I tried to do my makeup without it, I was like, what was I thinking? That was incredible. Like sometimes the best products, you don't really notice that they're working because you don't want them to make a big deal out of the fact they're working. Like you don't want to notice it, you just want it to do its job, which is totally what that one does for me. Because it's a little bit hydrating, but it also just helps everything stay in place. Okay, so I've thoroughly primed my face, but I'm also going to prime my under eyes with the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer. Look how pretty it is, I've never used it. It's like this clear, like a clear tip. But as I've mentioned, I'm 31, so I'm kind of having to change the way I do my makeup now. Which makes sense, you know, your skin is changing as you age and your style is changing, and it's just a little bit off-putting when I've basically done my makeup the same exact way for like a decade. And suddenly I'm like, my under eyes don't look so great when I bake them anymore. I wonder why. So basically I just have some like kind of new fine lines that I'm dealing with, and this under eye primer I'm hoping will help, because I do need concealer under my eyes for discoloration, but it also just gets cakey and creasy and weird, and I don't like to use powder, and I don't know. So let's see how this does. It's got almost a pearl finish, so that should be good and illuminating. And then the other thing I'm gonna prime are my lips with this Makeup Forever HD Lip Booster. This stuff feels so good. It's just very, very hydrating. My lips have really improved lately thanks to exfoliating nightly. This stuff is just absolute holy grail for me. This Agave lip balm by Bite Beauty. Oh my gosh, it's so, so good. It has literally changed my lips. They used to just be dry and flaky no matter what I did, and lipstick always looked awful on them. That stuff has helped so much, and then this stuff has also really helped. So I put this on while I'm doing my makeup, and it just kind of primes, plumps, and hydrates your lips. If you guys saw my makeup collection video, you know how I feel about lip plumping claims, but you know, it can't hurt. And it definitely helps to hydrate, which is my biggest thing. So I'm gonna let all of that kind of be soaking in and start with my foundation. Today I'm gonna use the Dior Skin Star, which is my favorite. I'm in the shade 21. And I just put it on the back of my hand. I'll probably start with those 3 pumps. I have a damp beauty blender. And I already used it this morning, so it looks dirty, but I swear I did wash it. Every time I watch a Get Ready With Me, I crack up when the girl says damp beauty blender, because I always hear damn beauty blender. Like, I'm gonna take this damn beauty blender. And it just, the little things amuse me. But honestly, this is a very damp beauty blender. I find the wetter it is, the better it works. The less product it absorbs, the more it hydrates the skin, the better it blends. So that's been actually a big improvement in my makeup routine. It's just getting this thing, honestly, like sopping wet and like barely squeezing it out. And yeah, everything seems to work better when I do that. So I really take my sweet time blending. I think it's like the most important step. I'm just gonna kind of go over this a little while and then add another layer of foundation. You know, I could have just run out the door with that first layer, but I do like to add another layer when I want the extra coverage, when I want it to last extra long, etc. I'm gonna cool it with the foundation now and go in with concealer. This is Tarte Shape Tape in Light Neutral. We'll see how it does with that new primer I put on. I like to just really cover my whole nose. My nose gets really red. I think just hormonally, and also, I don't know what that was. I don't know why I did that. Hormonally, and then also just because I do have allergies, and so my nose tends to like be a little bit runny, and then I'm messing with it. So I just like to conceal, you know, obviously the usual places to lighten up my face, but then I'm also gonna hit this blemish and this random spot that I randomly decided to conceal. Okay, so I just blended that in on the under eye area. So now I'm going to move on to contour. You know, my other favorite thing about watching Get Ready With Me is just the different order everybody does things in. Like so many people start with the eyes, or like they would jump to brows from this point, and that just feels so weird to me. So I'm using the NYX Wonder Stick, and this is in the shade Universal. And basically I just draw on myself like a tribal princess and blend it in. It blends really, really well. I actually almost don't think it does enough. Like, I wouldn't mind if it were darker. And there is a darker shade, so next time I will get that one. But I'm just gonna bring this down the sides of my nose. And I like to do here, because I think I saw Kim Kardashian do it. And yes, now I will just blend that. Sometimes I blend that with my beauty blender. Today I'm gonna blend it with this brush that I like to use for contouring. I think it's a Sephora brush. Multitasker Blush, number 54. Not totally sure if that's from Sephora, sorry. I think it is. It's been a while. And this is the part where my headband gets really brown. So I have a rounder face, obviously, and I like to use contour in that. My sleeve keeps getting stuck on my chair. If you see me doing that and failing, that's why. So I like to contour my face in that 3 shape on both sides, and that's supposed to be good for my face shape. And I try to really bring it down my neck, because I noticed in another video I did not blend my neck very well. Now I'm going to switch and do a little bronzer. This is my all-time favorite, Chocolate Soleil in medium. And I'm just gonna use that to get a little more sun-kissed and deepen up the cheekbone contour. This is, like I said, a nighttime look, so I'm gonna go a little bit heavier with everything. We're gonna be in the, like a dimly lit restaurant and bar and comedy club, so I kind of like to go a little heavier at night with this. And I haven't fake tanned in a little while, so see, like my nose is already looking red again. I'm gonna hit it with just like a little more concealer. You know what? My nose might be sunburned now that I think about it. Because I was out in the sun today, only for like an hour, and obviously I had sunscreen on. But maybe that was enough. So now I'm gonna go in with the highlighter side of this stick, this NYX Wonder Stick, and bring it just right down the nose, in the center of the forehead, top of the cheekbones, Cupid's bow, and chin. I really like the highlighter shade on this. Like I said, I feel like the contour could be a little darker, but the highlighter is just really pretty and, you know, a little bit subtle, a little bit like understated, which is nice because things can get crazy out there with the highlighters. I mean, some of them are just like straight up glitter on your face, which I'm not opposed to at all, but it's not totally the look I want tonight. So then, just to give myself like a little bit more of a dewy look on the cheekbones, I'm going to use this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This one's in Pearl. that right? I thought it was opal. It's pearl. Little tiny bit. I won't even use all of that. Yeah, I definitely don't need that much. Put like 2 little bits. I like it to just be enough to catch the light, but my husband he just processes like any dewiness as like, oh, you're greasy. I'm like, no, you don't understand. But it did kind of make me aware of the fact that not everyone sees the beauty in highlighter. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do for contouring. I'm gonna move on to blush. This is my favorite right now. It's NARS Orgasm. Everybody knows it, everybody loves it. I also have a bronzer in there that I'm not using. But for blush, I'm gonna use this IT Cosmetics brush. It's number, they always like hide the numbers on these things. Number 227 Flawless Blush. It's pretty similar to the brush I use for my contour, so if you can't find that one, this is a good alternative. And I'm gonna go heavy with the blush because I honestly feel like it disappears just right away. And so I'm gonna go a little heavy at first. And I really want it to just sort of liven up my face. So it might look like a little bit much, but it will tone itself down. Then at this stage, I like to use this giant brush to just kind of blend out what I have so far. This is the Must Have Large Powder number 30. I think it's from Sephora, right? Like these are the Sephora brushes that look like this. I don't know why they don't. Oh, it says Sephora. So I'm just gonna use this to kind of blend what I've done so far. It also might have a little bit of powder left in it from this morning. So that's kind of a plus. I will say the one thing I don't like about this brush is it leaves it sheds. You would think it would shed like a whole long hair, but it just sheds these little, I would say eyelash, but it doesn't even look like an eyelash. It looks like a men's beard hair. And it's so embarrassing because I'll get out in public and somebody's like, oh, you have a beard hair? I'm like, no, it's from my brush, I promise. Shoot, I just rubbed highlighter on my ear. Whoopsie. Hydration break. To make your skin glow from within, hydrate. So, where are we at? I like to do my makeup in that order. Like, I feel like my skin's done, so now it's like eyes and lips. Unless I'm forgetting something. No, okay. So I want to go a little bit heavy with the eyes. Let's see. Let me go grab a different palette. Unless I have it. Yeah, let me grab it. So I'm going to start my eyes with, oopsie. This is the Too Faced Natural Love palette. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say don't buy this palette. It's nothing against this palette. It's beautiful. I mean, this is what sucked me in, the beauty of it. But honestly, I don't find there to be anything that special about these shades or the way they work. They're certainly not bad at all. But I don't know, for me, palettes are such an investment. I would rather have used that money on like some high-end skincare or something. But it is what it is. And if you happen to have this palette, then I'll go ahead and tell you what I'm using. I'm gonna start with Heaven, just as a really neutral base, and then also up into my brow bone. This is another Sephora brush, Featherweight Crease number 38. I really like it. I like having a big fluffy brush for blending eyeshadow. In fact, I think I have like 3 of this same brush from different companies, and they're all pretty much the same. So I don't have greasy eyelids or really like colored eyelids at all, so I don't go crazy with doing a base or eyelid primer or anything. And Next I'm gonna go in with the crease with this color right here, Nudie. And I like to bring my crease fairly high because I do have somewhat hooded lids. So that just helps to make it a little more visible. And I'm not doing like a full smoky eye, but I am gonna do a darker eye than I normally do. So I'm also gonna go in with this color right here, Don't Settle. I'm gonna bring this, let me just use this. On a daily basis, I'm honestly so low maintenance with eyeshadow. So I'm kind of making this up as I go along. That's like, whenever I go out in the evening, I'm like, what do I feel like doing? Because I don't have like, you know how you kind of get in a groove with whatever you're used to doing? Like I don't have that for evening looks. I just have that for how I like to do my day look usually. Okay, next I'm going to use this amazing Marc Jacobs cream eyeshadow. This is called Twinkle Pop. That's like the name of this line. See, it comes up like a lip gloss almost. And the shade is 3 Shakes. It's a really pretty bronzy gold sort of, but dark. It's like a smoky gold. I'm just going to go all over the lid with that. It feels so good and cold when you put it on. I don't know why it's cold, but I like it. And then I'm just gonna blend all that. It's got a little shimmer to it, but it's not like stripper shimmer, if that's okay to say. Should I go darker? I'm gonna do like one more darker pop in the corner there. So I will use this chocolate martini color right here. And I'll just bring that up into the crease and on the outer edge of my eye. I should have mentioned a long time ago in this video that I am not a makeup artist in any way. I just love makeup, as I love all things girly, and so it's just fun for me. I'm sure my techniques are nowhere near like makeup artist approved, but I have learned from years and years of YouTube. Okay, so I want to blend that a lot. Which brush do I want to blend it with? I'm going to use this, which is honestly a very similar brush. It is It Cosmetics number 105. I'm just going to use that to get really, I keep getting stuck on my chair. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to use that to get really well blended. I think it'll be fine for a nighttime look. But honestly, what is makeup without the fear that you overdid it? just a little healthy fear. And then I'm gonna go in with MAC Soft and Gentle, and I think I see this most commonly used on like the cheekbones, but I'm going to use it here on my inner corner and in my brow bone just a little. Just as a little pop to sort of lift and brighten. Okay, now I always line my waterline. It's just sort of been like a signature look of mine for a long time, and I'm going to be super extra and do it twice. I have 2 colors I want to use. This is L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in deep brown, and this is Urban Decay 24/7 in Smog. So I'm going to start with the Infallible. Where did I put my makeup? Or mirror. And I find that brown is so much more flattering on me. I used black for a long time. And I still think there's certain looks where black does look really good. But in general, brown, and that might be one of those things where like as you get older, brown is a little bit more flattering. So I'm just not making this perfect, it's just smudgy. But I like how my eyes work with this. I don't ever line the top waterline. I just have the kind of eye shape that it's totally not visible. So I usually just focus on the bottoms. And I go all the way into the tear duct and into the outer corner. And so that was the brown, and then I'm gonna also just smog it up a little bit with this. Makes it just a little smokier. And then I'm also gonna do a little tiny bit of a cat eye with this. I had to get a little bit close to do that, but I just did sort of a smudgy cat eye in that smog color. I like pencil cat eyes because they can be a little smudgier. Okay, so this is a Clinique Lower Lash Mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. I have eyelash extensions, so I'm not going to touch the top lashes with mascara. But this is so great. I've used this stuff for so long. I would be so lost without it. Even when I stop doing lash extensions, which I probably am going to soon because I'm kind of just over it, I will still use this as a separate mascara from my top mascara. It's just so good. It doesn't transfer. Look at the cute little baby wand. So just a little definition there. And then I'll just comb out my top lashes. Okay, and then on to brows. I'm gonna use a few brow products too, since I am being just so fancy. So this is the Dip Brow Pomade in Taupe. Kind of getting dried out. I find that happens really fast. And then this is the Anastasia brush. I want to say it comes with it, right? And I'm just going to use this one to kind of color in any spots, and then I'll use my pencil to kind of draw individual hairs. I do have my eyebrows done, but it's not really visible. It's pretty faded. But it still kind of gives me like a little bit of a stencil of where to pencil in. And by done, I mean microbladed, sorry. That was not clear. Okay, so that just kind of darkened them up a little bit, but I don't find that it gives enough definition. So I'm also going with this Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is in number 3. And draw just sort of some individual hairs and try to thicken it up because I don't have very thick brows. They're also not very symmetrical. And I do love the bold brow look. I hope it stays in for a while. I feel like so much 90s stuff is in that I'm a little worried like penciled brows are gonna come back. Remember those like pencil thin brows? It would just be like one row of individual hairs practically. I love thick brows. I think they do so much for the face. For me, like the moment in a makeup routine when somebody does their brows, I'm always like, whoa, that is a huge difference. And mine aren't very long, so I like to kind of add a little more on the tail. I also would love for them to be more angled, but I find you can't fake that too much or it's just kind of obvious. I actually don't always like to use the brush that's on these. I'm gonna use I have no idea what brand this is, guys, but it's literally just a spoolie. And I'm just gonna kind of use that to blend that out a touch. And then one more brow thing, the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Just so I don't get any flyaways. I haven't trimmed them lately and I probably should. So I'll just kind of pat that down. I also feel like it helps keep the product in the brows too. I don't know if that's true, but okay. So that's what I'm doing for eyes. Doesn't it seem like the blush toned itself down? I'm gonna wipe off what's left of that lip primer I put on. Actually, a lot of it absorbed because my lips are so dry. I hate how red they look like after I wipe makeup off them. Like, ugh, gross. Put some nude lipstick on that. Okay, so I'm gonna line these. I honestly suck at lining my lips. I watch so many videos where people just can like double their lip size and it looks great. I don't know, it doesn't work for me that way. One tip, and I saw it on like a drag queen's YouTube channel, was that she said not to overline the corners, and that seems like a really good tip. I've gotten my hands down my best makeup tips from drag queens. They're amazing. And go in when all else fails. Bare Minerals liquid lipstick and smooch. Put that on top. Okay, so that's still not really the color I want, but let's move on. Okay, so this is the Becca Liquid Crystal Lip Topper Glow Gloss in Rose Quartz. Just showing you the color. It's really pretty and so sparkly. I really like the consistency of that, like it's not sticky. So I think that's gonna be pretty much the look. I was very indecisive getting there, but I'm pretty happy with it. And then, you know, you can't really judge your makeup until you have your hair and your makeup or your outfit done. So anyway, I'm gonna seal everything in with this Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray, which has a really cool mister top. Whew. And I always like to use my fan. Okay. I'm going to run and do my hair and makeup, and then I will, why do I keep saying makeup? My hair and my outfit, and then I will report back to you guys with the completed look. Kind of a messy, textured ponytail. The makeup sort of chilled out a little bit, I feel like, which is good. This top is from Revolve, and these jeans are from H&M, just some torn skinny jeans, and then those are my slippers, these shoes. I've shown these in a favorites video. They are from Amazon. And then of course I've got my favorite bag, my Louis Neverfull. That's it. Thanks so much for getting ready with me, guys. That was a blast, and I will see you soon.